at this dude. Bunch of perps. So they over there outside of the car. He's talking, facing towards the bus with the flashlight on his phone and stuff. Hey, thank you. Have a good day. See Texas plate. See that Texas plate? What is it? SSN 5501 Texas plate. You want to know why? Pam's gonna send the kids to Texas. Yeah, that's what she has to do. If she wants to go, I mean, listen. Here's the thing too. Her mother lived in Texas with her stepfather, so she's accustomed to going, taking the kids there during the summertime, Christmas, what have you, right? So again, you know, like I said, she will lie and lie and lie and not be honest. And so I will definitely not, these perps, man, I tell you. No fear, man, I tell you. None whatsoever. What they do to me will be done to them. He's shaking his head, he's like, yeah. You're damn right. What they do to me will be done to them. So anyway, I guess the white vehicle now. Oh look, now they're driving off. Let's see if they're gonna turn. All right, hold on, let me stay right here. Oh yeah, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Didn't I tell you that they were gonna turn? It made a U-turn? There ain't no fear here, none whatsoever. I can tell you, the New York Pussy Department, they're the ones that's afraid, and I'm gonna tell you why they're afraid. They're afraid that people finding out that they have been illegally implanting people. All right, they're afraid that when they get caught, that they will spend the rest of their life in prison, that they will get sued and have everything taken away from them. That's why. That's why the coercive threats, that's why they attack on my children to try to silence me. That's why you see them engaging in the behavior that they're engaging in. That is exactly why. Everything else that they try to insinuate or what have you, right? It's lies set up, frame up in order to silence you as a TI, in order to silence me. They'll try. If they have not succeeded, they'll keep trying and trying and trying. And they'll come up with multiple ways. They will send women, men, honey trap. If you're a woman, they will send honey trap men. If you are a man, they will send honey trap women. If you are gay, they will send honey trap gay men. If you are a lesbian, they will send honey trap lesbian women, or even straight women. Okay? Because that is who they are. When I talk about the corruption, the rot that is within the New York Predator Department, it is rotten to its core. And it will remain rotten. And you want to know why it will remain rotten? Because the good police officers are not wanted. Only the bad ones. Right? And then they have police officers on there who should not be police officers because of their psych eval, and they're still on there. So if you're telling me that New York Predator Department have the largest predatory police force in the nation, right? And yet they will allow police officers who fail their psych eval, white of course, right? They couldn't be black and do it, and fail their psych eval, right? Because then they couldn't become police officers, right? But if they're white, it's okay. As Dr. Francis Cress Wilson said, you know, in the game of chess, if you are white, you are right. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So these white predator police officers who should not be in there because they're a psychopath, they have the dark psychopathic nature, the extreme aspect of that, you know, compared to the rest of them. But you know, this is like I said, they are rotten to the core. And the fact that they are threatening me every single day, threatening my life, getting the Sambos, the Sambinas, the nigger P into engage in targeting. Like I said, like I keep saying, I'm not afraid to die for what I know. But I keep telling you guys, are you guys afraid? Are you afraid to die for what you believe in? Or are you not afraid to die for what you believe in? Because I know you're afraid to die for what you believe in. I know that. How do I know that? Right? Because you talk about heaven so much and dying to go to heaven, but you don't want to die. You see, once you understand the truth and once you know the truth, they cannot use fear to silence you, particularly when they're coming after you right? Because if you are on the side of truth and goodness, they can talk about righteousness all they want, because you know what? People create all different kind of scenario based on call it righteousness. They're the ones that's plotting shit. Look at this administration, lying, talking about righteous war, but what do they have to do? They have to lie, they have to deceive, they have to manipulate, right? So righteousness doesn't mean good. It just means that those in position of power are those who have this religious grandiosity about being righteous, that they can use anything, they can engage in genocide and call it justified, or righteousness based on their religion. Okay, like I said, I don't use the word righteousness, I use the word goodness. Being good and so you'll never hear me use that word of I'm righteous this and I'm righteous that. No. Right? You try to be a good person. No one is perfect. You're not going to be good all the time. Right? No one, not even your Jesus is perfect. As much of these European Christians you talk about Jesus being perfect. How could Jesus be perfect? Right? When his family call him crazy. They should know better, right? How could Jesus be perfect when he tells people render unto Caesar what is Caesar, even though Caesars have been unfairly taxing the population, right? How could Jesus be perfect when he told the enslaved man to go back to his master, right? How could Jesus be perfect when he says that in order for you to be my disciples, you must hate your father, hate your mother, hate your brothers and sisters, hate your fellow man or woman, then you can become my disciples. So tell me, how could Jesus be perfect? And all this shit is in your Bible. You know what I'm saying? But like I keep saying all the time, particularly for Europeans, they've been conditioned with talking points. What sound good. So they always have a talking point for something. Always. Right? Somebody is kind to them and nice to them and give them money. Oh, God is always right, always on time. God is always on time, always on time. Really? But what happened? Okay, so you're lucky because you got some money. But what happened to the other European Christian who's struggling, right? Who didn't receive any money? Huh? What happened to that person? When it comes to religion, it gives you a one-track mind, a self-centered, a selfish mindset. Okay, because this is why we don't think about each other in the way that we should. This is why we don't support each other in the way that it should. This is why we don't understand the system of white supremacy and what it does to us, because we're rather blame the victims of white supremacy, including yourself as a European, right, for what the system has done to us as a people. But you will blame the individual, right? But I want you to understand this, because when you see what white people do, right, and you try to act as if you're them, it doesn't work that way. Okay, you're the Cyrus? Yeah. It doesn't work that way. Right, so Europeans, like I said, we have they have a special form of ignorance, right? Because they are conditioned into that form of ignorance, right? Because they're always trying to do the shit that white people do, but they're the one that end up being, like for example, these Europeans, these Sambo police officers, right? And here's the thing: I think there was a case where you have a few black police officers that was charged with beating a man, assaulting him, what have you, and an all-right jury found them not guilty. And I'm like, look at white people. Look at white people, man. When I talk about how they're very manipulative, yeah, they're like, look at white people. They are very manipulative. Is that my bus coming? My shoulders is killing me. I can't even put my book back on my back because I have something in my bag that's a little bit heavy. Well, it's not heavy, but it adds extra pounds. Well, extra ounces, I should say, not pounds. Extra ounces to my book bag. You get the Cyrus? Oh yeah. I said, look at white people. I said, so them Negroes and them Negropeans and them Sambos and the police force, wherever they're at, You know, they gonna worship white people. Oh, you know, all white jury, you know, acquitted us. So, you know. But I want you to understand how they're being conditioned. Because now, when they see a white person commit a crime, they're going to be very, very gentle, be very passive, you know. But if a black person doing it, they're going to beat another black man again. Understand how they work, how they operate, how their mind works, how they manipulate us. Understand what they do, how they do it. Not just the psychological aspect of it, but the technological aspect, the environmental warfare, right? The economic warfare. Understand how they manipulate the few by putting them in some positions and then, you know, dangle the carrot in front of everybody else's eyes, you know what I'm saying? And something that they will never attain to. Understand how white supremacy system, or white supremacy works. The hell you go? You made her mad. Huh? I said you made her mad.
Made who mad?
The woman that just walked off the bus.
Nah, she told me somebody on the phone.
Nah, I heard that said she asked the bus driver for his number. He said no, so she ain't, you know.
I got mad people like that, so I got no worries about that.
She said you look like Black Jesus.
Yeah, they got mad people all over.
This society create insane people.
Huh?
I said this society create insane people.
Yeah, bro. You want to get caught up, we'll get caught up there.
Yeah.
You want to get caught up, we'll get caught up. I ain't going to say at all, though.
Yeah.
Not for nobody.
I know. James, yeah, James Baldwin says, you know who James Baldwin is, right? You know what he says? He says, being a black man in America, if you wake up every morning and you're not a little bit angry, something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to be angry because your nationality has been taken away from you.
Well,
God
yeah.
gave you a nationality and it's been taken away from you. You're supposed to be angry. You're supposed to be angry all the time. Once you come to that knowledge.
Yeah, that's true.
And the only way you could get a relief of calm is to keep God's laws.
Really, and what law is that?
Huh?
And what law is that?
What law is that?
Yeah.
Like you right now, growing a beard, that's the law.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
See that?
Where does that come from? In which part of the Bible?
In Leviticus.
Leviticus? All right. Well, you know, but you got a lot of pastors out there that don't have beards.
Leviticus 1:5, huh?
Okay.
And if you look up the word beard, it's a man, there's a badge of man dignity.
Really? Okay. I never heard that one before.
How do we get up right there about Burger King?
Nah.
How do we get about Burger King?